Hello and welcome everybody to my new series, Game Graded, where I'm going to look at one of my past games or one of your games, find the form in the comment section below and the description to submit it, and basically do some coaching and some evaluation of the game and give a grade eventually in the end. So here actually, when we started off, we took the window seat trying to pick out and see where we could fight, but a Makoa came really far around flanking up straight to us. I'm not exactly sure why. They were a solo tank, they were a bit too aggressive. And again here we were able to pick off the sky. Something there as a tip for a Sha Lin, if I just go back on myself here. After we killed this Makoa, I knew that there might have been a flanker coming around on the left. So what I had done there, if you see, I'd put my stun on ready just in case somebody came around. I usually keep my stun on when pretty much most of the time, if I have it up. So if somebody does try and flank me, I can take them out. But just you've got to be careful not to fire it off at an enemy who isn't near a wall or to be stunned, and basically just keep it up only if you do see somebody and flick it off quickly before you fire at another enemy who's, say, got a shield up or you're not going to be able to stun anyway. So again, this time I can see all my team are on the right, so positioning wise, and I can see the Androx is about to die, so I know that on the left hand side I'm going to be more use and people are going to be focused on the right, so if I go to the left then I can have a bit more of an effect. The only problem here is that I know that a flanker is going to come around again, that's why I pre-fired at the wall there. Here I shot back the Drogos with a knockback. I don't think it was actually really worth it there, but it did throw him off from firing at my teammates, that's the only thing that it did, but it also pushed him away from me. Now again, like I said, positioning wise, I was away from the rest of my team, so you could see there both of those guys were completely bamboozled and looking straight at the point and my team. And also going back to the stun, just talk about it quickly, I was able to stun out the Meldamba. I didn't throw it onto the Makoa, I quickly switched away. I did have it on, like I said before, but then switched it away. Now, positioning wise, I'm in a bit of a pickle because I'm with my team, and a Skye has been able to come behind us, and nobody noticed her because nobody is watching the left hand side. But I used my ultimate just to stay alive there, and this is just terrible aim, so you can ignore this, folks. I just missed. I was trying to pre-fire through the smoke, hoping to hit her, and she was on the right. I really didn't expect her to be hiding there, and again a miss. And thankfully, Androxus was watching. The Androxus does do well to clear up here. We put out some damage, and we did actually get some damage off in the sky. And again here, I was able to pick out the Tyra. I'm always picking out the weaker targets. I'm not going for the tank straight away. Unless the shield is up and there's no way to hit all the other targets, I'm going to be going for the squishiest target, especially the damage dealers and the flankers. Again, on this left-hand side, Androxus is here. But I'm a bit further back, so I know I can always switch to the right hand side if I need to, but there's three of us on this left hand side, so positioning wise I could have gone to the right behind the rocks and had a better view, but we were able to hold them back, and I had my stun out. I didn't actually get the person I wanted to stun. I stunned the Drogos a second ago, but we did hold them off and stop them from coming out. And during the final push, when you're pushing down the stretch, usually the enemies will come out of the further door so that they have more space to maneuver, because if you come out of this door and go straight forwards, you're going to have a bit of a harder time because a lot of the damage is going to be just going down straight along the passageway. But again, my position, I could have been on the other side because two of our players were already there. Looking at items, now this game I'm not picking probably what I would usually pick. I always pick based on the performance of the enemy and what's happening in the game. The shield isn't really doing a lot. We've already got a Wrecker on the Bomb King, so well, I actually do pick up some Wrecker. So I just think probably, oh well, I've got some credits left over, let's get a bit of that. But Haven, for the majority of the enemy's main damage, is Haven. So again, I've come to the window, just getting some pot shots, trying to get some damage off, seeing what's happening in the battle. I can see everybody's focused already on that left hand side. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get the kill on the Drogos, but sometimes you can kill the Drogos out on the planted. Here I'm not actually, normally you might back off from a Skye, but I'm not worried about the Skye. I think I can take her if I get the planted and the stun, which I do. I didn't have to use actually I didn't have the planted ready, but drawing back was quick enough. I've got the drawback legendary on as well. Again, taking pot shots at the Drogos. Now my positioning is a bit off. There's nobody on the left hand side, but I'm pretty much out in the open like a wet fish. Now I do come around and try and spot out. And again, their team is mainly coming on this side, but then they do seem to notice me, and I'm just out in the open a bit. I was using the tree as cover, but it wasn't enough. And here was a mistaken ultimate because I didn't notice, but if I go back, I was marked by the Tyra, which is always worth just mentioning, because sometimes you can get a bit tunnel visioned. Trying to get the kill, I was like tunnel visioned, I wanted to kill that Skye, but I had been revealed, so my ultimate was pretty much useless there. I did, you know, sort of disrupt them a bit, but at the end of the day, most of our team have wiped here. Now, normally probably wouldn't be so aggressive with me charging back in again, but the Ceres stayed up and the Bomb King, it was just back up just then. And we're in a bit of trouble here because there's probably not going to be enough time if everybody else comes to contest the point. So we have to go straight to it, and the barrack did get on there. Thankfully, we were able to get a quick kill on the Sky, and the Tyra is completely focused on the barrack. And this time I'm coming around to the right because nobody else is really around here. I can see the Bomb King's on the left, and also there's somebody already on the point, so I can just stay in the back line and do some pot shots of damage. Again, trying to hit the Drogos when I can, and also pre-firing at walls where I think people are going to run past. Again, on this side even, I'm pre-firing, and that's one thing with Sha Lin, you can pre-fire at places that you expect people to come from. And again there, when I fired at Drogos, if I just go back to the point where I aimed up, fires slightly down to the right from him, and it's always about pre-firing and making sure that, because it's a projectile, that you predict where they're going to move to, and Drogos is one of those where you have to fire slightly down to the left. Here I'm getting completely greedy. I see that the Maldamba's really low, and I thought before the shield went up that he might be able to get the kill instantly and then jump away. And if you saw there, I did try and press to jump away with my escape, but the planted lasted longer than I thought, and I was just caught out. But if I'd have actually not gone into planted, maybe took a few more pot shots, I probably still would have been able to jump back without dying there. So again, coming back, this time I see all of my team are just on the point on the right. I chose to go left because I thought, oh, nobody's here, but at the same time, the payload had caught up and come to the left. So we're a bit of a raspberry here. We didn't need to be here, but at the end of the day, we're just sitting in the back line with the payload. I don't actually think that, you know, we're a bit clumped up, but we're able to take them out. Part of it is sort of the mistakes on the enemy side here, and just being a bit, they're throwing themselves at us here, and we're able to wipe them out because the Sky could have waited a little bit for a few more of our allies to come in, like the Makawa, but unfortunately not, and we got a victory. This was a short game, but I just really wanted to have a short one for my first, like, proper beginning of the series, I guess. So be sure to let me know what your thoughts are on this sort of thing, this sort of coaching, and just giving some more live sort of opinions on a game in action. And this is the first time I've done it using VLC Media Player and just sort of skipping between parts. Was any of it jarring? What did everybody else think? But again, the Google Doc to submit your games to me will be in the description and in the comments section. And what you'll do is go on Google Drive, upload your video, and then submit it onto the form, and I should get an email with it. Obviously, the 1080p would be best. Well, pretty much, I need it to be 1080p. The better FPS you can have, the better. And also, the better the graphics you can have, the better as well. Anyway, what would I grade this game? Well, there were some moments where my aim was off, and also moments when I was out of position. I think a lot of this was the fact that we just generally performed better as players as well as a team. And my team also performed a bit better than the enemy team, so it wasn't all on me. So for my performance in this game, I'd probably give it a B+, because there were points where I were caught out, and an A really needed to be an almost flawless performance, and we weren't quite flawless there, and we were actually afforded a lot of opportunities where the Makawa came around flanked separate from the rest of their team, and their team was a bit disjointed. So at the end of the day, we benefited from that. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that like button, comment with any of your thoughts and ideas, and subscribe for more of my content. I'll see you all next time. Joshino.